Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting adventure of 10 Dead Rats. That's Christian.
That's us. That's me. I'm the 10 Dead Rats the whole time.
The whole time.
Thank you for joining us tonight on our exciting Warhammer Fantasy and Old School D&D mashup. We'll get started in just a moment. Obviously, Max is unfortunately unable to attend tonight due to personal reasons, so we wish him the very best. We'll find reasons for Bruno to be missing this evening. Other announcements. Exciting last-minute guest addition to this coming Sunday's episode of Wandering DMs at 1 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. We have Satine Phoenix joining us, so please do tune in.
Cool.
Excellent. Other than that, I think that's all I've got for this evening, so let's jump into tonight's exciting adventure. Right.
Yeah.
Oh dear. We're back. So, last week on 10 Dead Rats, Bruno went to the Physician's Guild where he met a colorful character named Luigi Pavarotti, who is apparently a physician from Tilia, invited to attend the Graf's son, who is unwell. Bruno, mistaking the container Luigi was holding of snuff for some narap, slapped it out of his hands, made a big mess, and then promised to obtain some replacement and meet Luigi the following day. He also discovered there an edited version of his treatise, with credits to unknown parties and edits that he felt were not within the character of his work. So has established a new mortal enemy, I believe, is what Max described him as. Let's see, what was his mortal enemy's name? I have it here. Helmet Kolb. Bruno's pretty insistent on tracking down this strange Helmet Kolb. What else? Yeffe and Mina attended a tea party hosted by Vampire. Where they met all sorts of interesting people, including a couple elves, the Deputy High Wizard, Janet Eberauer, and the current Graf's champion, Dieter Smeiderhammer. They made a date to have breakfast the next morning with the two elves at their tavern. What else? Bruno.
There was also the vampire.
There was also the vampire. That's right.
Just a small detail.
Small detail.
Bit, yeah.
Vampire had a moment. Had a moment with Deborah.
Nina missed it.
And promised that they would meet again at midnight, perhaps. Clearly, a shared moment between Yeffe and Arit von Karstein, where strange memories of her encounters with Orlok flooded into Yeffe's mind. Strange, uncomfortable, yet possibly slightly pleasurable moments. Bruno, in search of a replacement for snuff, started asking random tramps in the street where he could score some snuff, and was offered instead narap, which he dealt with by charming the narap dealer and eliciting some information about where who the supplier of the narap was and where they could be located. Which I believe the par was given some information about someone named Klaglik, who resided in the Alt Quarter in a burnt-out building, of which he has the address for. So we will pick up that evening, just after tea. So early evening, just before supper, at the inn that the party is staying at currently, where Bruno has decided to take one last pass to pop out and see if he could go find some snuff. Mina and Indigo and Yeffe remain behind, perhaps in the common room of the inn, having some dinner and discussing their plans.
So what are our plans?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've done, I feel like, such a good job at not needing to go to Aldorf, so maybe we'll never need to go to Aldorf, and we can pretend this isn't happening right now.
Oh, you mean the narap?
Yes, I mean the narap.
Right, like ignore it and assume that it's not being sold by Frank and the Kislevites, and that they haven't found a new source for it. Yeah, that would be nice.
I think that's the good scenario.
I mean, you never know how much narap this other place has. I mean, if they have a coffin size of narap just laying around, then, you know, we could solve that problem.
We also gave up our boat, so we'd have to just travel with a coffin-sized narap.
Yeah.
That happened.
We only want to destroy it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You can't keep that stuff.
Yeah. No.
So this would just be like a good deed. Going there would just be a good, which is fine.
I mean, I don't know what you think what we did in Castle Wittgenstein was, but I'm pretty sure we didn't get paid for that.
No, that was
We did not get paid.
No.
That is for certain. Yep. Didn't get paid.
I mean, we can't right all of society's wrongs, right?
Mm-hmm. And get paid doing it, yeah. It's reality.
They probably have money if it's a drug dealer place, right? Drug dealers usually have money. So
that's a good point.
They probably also have some sort of connection to the chaos cults, right? Because this stuff is chaotic.
Yeah. I mean, the other option is we could always see about that wizard contest thing. See if there's an entry fee, or maybe apply to that college for you, Mina, because you seem to want to talk to that wizard lady a lot.
Yeah, I did. Uh-huh. She was nice. I worry that the prize to the wizard college might also come with like an execution for being a wizard. Illegal.
Well, what if you were just like, I'm not a wizard, I just learn real quick.
Stay off.
I mean, how do you become a wizard to begin with?
Yeah, I liked it when our plan was to make Indigo a hero, a champion, and then just win.
We're still doing that.
By fighting real good. Oh, okay, cool.
We're still doing that plan. Cool. But I actually am concerned that Dieter is probably being like mind controlled. That's concerning, especially if we want, So my hope was to see doubt into Dieter's mind, but if he's already being mind controlled by somebody, then that's not going to matter, because then the control will take over and he'll just do whatever and win, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we just talk to his girlfriend and get her to convince him to not do it. So throw the match.
Oh, his fiance.
Yes, that lady.
Fiance.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could also try and find out what wizard it is that's doing probably illegal magic on him and stop them, which would be good. Impressive.
Well, can you do it from far away like that?
I don't know. Again, the only person I know who's ever done that is our friend Bruno, who doesn't remember that he's done it any of the times he's done it.
Yeah,
But you could
that's
ask
true.
your wizard friend, lady friend. She'd know.
She would know. I was going to mention it to her, that it was happening, but I got really distracted.
By academics.
The academics, I love books. I love... Yes.
You got distracted by talking about an obvious mind control by talking about books? This is why I never learned how to read.
Kind of a nerd.
No, it was just, we were talking about, you know, like, chaos. It just kind of seems to me, if necromancy is evil, which we've all agreed, for sure, and magic is fine, but is sort of chaos magic, where is the line at? Like,
I think they're just different.
I don't think...
One's good, one's evil. That makes sense to me. Just don't do the bad stuff. Only do the good magic, don't do the evil magic.
Okay. That's morally simplistic, but I admire it.
Just makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just... It doesn't really matter. Yeah, so we have I guess it's sort of like, what's the point of us being here? Like, why are we here? Like, what's our ultimate goal? It's to stop the chaos gods, right? Are we talking about this, like, in front of people? Are people not listening to us? Should I talk?
It is a busy inn.
Quieter?
There's we'll assume you've obtained a quiet table in the corner, where the general din of the noise of the common room is enough to cover your conversation, though perhaps your conversation is held in somewhat hushed tones.
Well, I mean, yeah, it sounds like someone's trying to possibly spread chaos all over the place, and they're probably mind controlling the guy in charge here who's leveling taxes so that someone can come in and invade the city, so that they can spread their chaos magic, right?
Oh!
Yeah, and trying to mutate all of the citizens with narap.
With the narap.
Yeah. With the...
So,
is that it? Okay.
So we should stop the narap, then.
The narap sounds like a symptom of a larger problem. But that, I'm game.
I feel like if we go to the narap, then we might learn more about the other Wittgenstein that's here with the crab claw.
The horny
he's
one?
a Wittgenstein, and the last place we saw narap was at Castle von Wittgenstein.
Oh, that makes too much sense.
Yeah.
Gross.
Regretfully, I now vote for the narap.
Is he going to be down there in the drug den, or is he going to be in some swanky inn doing stuff?
Well, one thing we do know is that the von Wittgensteins aren't afraid of getting their hands dirty. Like, literally. So.
Okay. Well, so you want to look into the narap then tonight? My dance card's almost
a strong word.
Free. Okay. Other than that, then I think we could go in and we could talk to that girlfriend, or we could find out more information around Dieter and who might be mind controlling him. I mean, it also kind of sounded like the Ulrich guy, Ulrich, might have some part in this as well.
But we're going to get a meeting with him in a couple days, right?
Yeah.
What's his face going to set up for us? The guy who didn't care about the large letters?
Oh, yeah, Father Eisenhower.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
If you both want to learn more about this magic affecting Dieter, that also sounds very important, right? Having a major member who has the ear of the graph being ensorcelled does sound bad. Maybe I can try to learn more about where the narap is coming from before we just go in guns blazing.
Well, I'm thinking we're talking to the elves tomorrow morning, and they're going to try and get us an in with him, right? That's the whole point, the reason they're helping us. So we've kind of got that one covered-ish, unless we want to talk to the girlfriend tonight. But I don't know if we know where she is.
I don't know.
So, I guess reluctant vote for narap. So we're on.
Okay.
I don't know what you guys are.
I'm gonna look into. You want to look into the narap?
Yeah.
Okay.
Again,
All right.
want is such a strong word.
Okay. It's cool.
I did really enjoy the tea party, though. It'd be cool if we did more
I enjoyed
tea
it
parties.
as well.
And less narap,
Yeah.
just in general.
Well, we
Yeah,
can all
just-
hang out with an elf tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised you agreed to it, Yeffe. I've actually never even seen an elf before, so it's gonna be exciting. Are they really as
excited.
tall?
They're
People say
tall.
they are.
Yes. I would say
They're not like
excitement
tall.
is not the emotion you would normally equate with an elf.
No.
But, you know, like seeing a strange beast. You know, something new.
Yeah.
Obviously, elves
like
are, you know, I'm sure insufferable, like everyone says they are.
They kind of just seem
Kinda
like rich
like a-
people.
Like a sad lampshade.
Like a tall,
Wow.
sad lampshade.
Yeah. You know, I mean, the one I talked to was is that he's nice. You know, they were nice. I don't know. I mean, they cared about their friend quite a lot, so that's a good indicator.
Huh.
But also not smart enough to realize they were in the den of a vampire, so whatever. Or maybe they were. Maybe they're working with her. Who knows?
Ooh.
She had a
that'd be
lot of
bad.
important people in that house. Maybe we should be concerned that she had a lot of important people in her house, and that one of them was brain controlled, which vampires are really good because they can look at you in the eye, and then all of a sudden you remember things from your past that you don't want to remember, and you feel really good about it, and then you're like, yeah, come on over. That can happen.
That's a good point. It is a little weird that Dieter was mind controlled at the vampire's tea party.
We didn't even
Yeah.
talk to the other ladies.
No,
Remember
we
the other
didn't.
ladies? They were over? No, we didn't. I bet they all like get freaky somewhere and are all just like on the ceiling later, because that was the whole motif of that house. It was very, brides.
I don't think
Or
everyone
maybe they
there
were just really
was-
nice. I mean, maybe they were just
Evil.
like part of the Friends of the Library Club.
Yeah, some people were just there because they're, high society and like fun
Yeah.
to have around.
Or
Like,
they
with
were-
us?
Let's go kill this crab-handed von Wittgenstein.
Okay. Let me go get my stuff.
All right, what is your plan there, Indigo?
Indigo isn't in the business of making plans.
Very good.
Indigo's in the business of showing up and getting into fights.
Excellent.
So I think Indigo's plan is, let's go there and stop whoever's selling the narap.
Well, if it's not Frank, we can say that we were previous dealers or something. Try and get in that way.
Oh, to like talk
Or
to
do
them?
you just... Yeah, or do we just want to like punch them?
I was just gonna hit them until they told us what we wanted to
they
hear.
fell over. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeffe, you're our liar guy. In a good way. In a cool way. Did you wanna
I got a
just
floppy
go in and
hat.
punch?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
I don't
floppy
think
hat.
I could go. I don't think punching them is probably the best message, especially if we want to be in the festival at some point. I think maybe we should go in, see who they're working for, see what their operations like. Maybe even see if they know who Frank is. Make sure that that's all clear, and then maybe punch him discreetly.
I like that.
Discreetly.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Discreetly
Cool.
punch them.
Good plan.
Yeah.
Discreetly punch them. I can make us invisible.
Yeah. No. You can make us
Or
invisible for
1.5
like
times
2 weeks.
larger.
Oh god. Yeah.
If you got slightly bigger. That'd be cool. Indigo, I wonder if you'd be stronger if I messed up an invisibility spell and made you slightly bigger.
Let's go ahead with the plan that doesn't involve you intentionally messing up the spell. I like that plan.
Okay. Do you ever feel like a little bit short? Just okay. Letter
Quite
size.
confident in my size, thank you. Bruno thinks I'm an elf.
Yeah. Jesse.
I wouldn't
you're
take
very
that as
tall.
a compliment.
Shall we?
Yeah,
Is there
let's
anything
do
else?
this.
Yeah, okay,
Got my-
cool.
Got my sword.
Okay.
Got my floppy hat and cloak. I'm
So-
looking like a weirdo. That's what I'm looking like. I've just Yeffe has fully disguised herself to look like a street urchin as much as possible to go up to this place.
Okay. Yeffe disguised as a street urchin. Mina and Indigo in their typical garb. Indigo, what are you wearing these days? Are you walking around fully armored? Are you in fancy noble garb?
That's a good question. I think Indigo hasn't bought new clothes in a while. Probably if I'm in the city, I'm not wearing plate mail, right? I'm wearing my chain and just his normal stripy pants.
Very good.
Didn't we do a shopping montage last time, though? We were like, we went shopping and we did a cloak. Did we get anything for you, Indigo, at that time? Because we can just say we did. Okay, fine.
That's fine. Indigo, I think, is happy with his current outfit. Obviously a soldier, you know?
Excellent.
Also, like,
We just came from tea, so I guess Nina's still wearing like tea party clothes. So
Blending in, Paul. Super
Excellent.
blending
I'll
in.
change-
Of course you are.
We
I'll
look
change out of
like
that.
a D&D adventuring party.
Shoot.
Okay. So, you exit the inn. It is evening. It is about supper time, maybe 7 o'clock at night. You can see as you start walking down the streets, it's the sun is starting to go down. There's still a little bit of light. There's as you walk down the streets, you can see there's some people moving about the streets, but more so you can see the cheery lights of every inn. Every inn's window is brightly illuminated, and you see the silhouettes of many people as everyone is sort of flocking to their inns for the evening meal. And there's a lot of excited buzz about the carnival that is about to commence the next day. You start making your way through the streets looking for the location that Bruno told you about. You find yourself going closer and closer to the eastern wall of the city, which you're already fairly close to, honestly, in the section of town you're in. You're at the last drop inn, which is not the nicest. Not in the nicest part of town. It's a bit further removed from a lot of the goings ons of the carnival, which I think is what you were after anyway. And you eventually start making your way towards a more densely populated part of the city. Let's see. Let me give you a map here. Okay, so you can see. Number 16 is, of course, your own inn. And you're kind of heading to the southeast through this very district that you're in is at the corner of. So into the smaller, more densely crowded buildings. As you make your way into this part of town, it definitely feels a little seedier. The buildings look more in disrepair. And eventually you find yourself on the very block, and looking down about 3 buildings down on your right, you can see a building that is just completely burnt to the ground. That there is remnants of wall, a charcoal blackened doorway with no door in it. Clearly just a husk of a building, and you imagine that must be the place. What do you do?
Great.
All right.
Welcome.
This is it. It's lovely. They should really get someone to do more landscaping. All right. So we're going to go up, look around the house to see if there's anybody guarding it or any kind of security measures taken around the house.
How do you approach, Yeffe?
I approached like a drunkard, street urchin.
Excellent.
A small child. Just like shuffling around with my cloak and floppy hat.
Excellent.
Going, ah.
Is Yeffe going alone, or is everybody following close behind?
I'll hang around a corner.
Okay.
Yeah,
Keeping
I'd like
an
to
eye
stay.
out, but not very loud.
I'd like to stay in visible distance,
Very
but
good.
since Yeffe's the only one in
The three
disguise.
of you kind of disperse along the street, but within eye-shot of each other, trying to look nonchalant as Yeffe approaches. Yeffe, give me a fellowship test. See how well you pull off the street urchin act.
Do I get my disguise?
You do.
Yay!
You do indeed.
That's 21.
Very good.
Yes.
Yeah. You make your way kind of zigzagging towards the building, stumbling. At one point, you even feel inspired as someone walks by to raise a tentative hand and quiver arms, and you leave me alone, brat.
She's so
Someone
good.
says, kind of
Cheapskate.
shuffles along. Yeah. As you approach the building, you can see like there's no building at all. As you're looking at it, you're like, there's a couple of little pieces of charred wall. There's a lot of blackened detritus scattered about on the ground here. But you're like, there's no rooms, there's no door, there's no nothing. You're wondering how anyone would hang out here at all. However, what you do see, rather interestingly, as you're scoping out the location, you kind of set yourself on a stoop nearby to just sort of look at it. You see a pigeon fly along down into the remains of the building and disappear into a corner of the building.
Oh. What? Her little feet are dangling off the stoop like a child. And then she kind of looks over to where Indigo and Mina might be around the corner, and I kind of wave my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go a little bit closer to see what's in the corner there.
You scoot closer to the corner. Mina and Indigo, are you doing anything when you see that wave?
I guess start moving forward too.
Okay. Mina and
Still
Indigo
at a
kind of
distance.
still being careful, still being tentative, making their way, trying to get within a quick dash of the location. Yeffe, you move into the northwest corner of the building where you saw that pigeon disappear, and you're like, that's odd. And you see that there is an old piece of chimney there. It's mostly crumbled down. It's only about 2 feet tall off the ground. Most of it's fallen down, but there's holes in it. It clearly leads down. And as you think, you're guessing that pigeon actually just flew down this little chimney, and you can vaguely hear some sounds coming from down it. You lean in to give a listen, and you hear a woman's voice kind of echoing from below through the chimney. And you hear a woman's voice that says, "Ah, my pretty, what messages have you brought Brunhilde today?" and then you hear a rustling sound, and like a crinkle of paper. I see. This one is for Madame Kenner. We shall deliver it when she returns. Good job, my pretty. And then you hear the cooing of what sounds like multiple pigeons.
Set it out, birds!
Oh, with the narap?
No, just messages, I think. It's like, it's kind of like a bank, but instead of going inside, you, like, go on the outside, and then they, like, you could make, like, deposits.
What's
and
a
then they
bank?
give you... It's a place that stores money.
Oh.
Yeah. I never really got into it. But I heard about them. I mean, dwarves have them. But
Should
yeah,
we jump down the chimney?
super convenient. Yeah, I guess. Can we fit down that chimney? Is that chimney people size?
No, it's very small. It's very small. The pigeon fit down it. But you don't think you would, Yeffe. Maybe you would, Yeffe, because you are a contortionist. Maybe you could squeeze down it.
I think there might be a second. Yeah.
Certainly Mina and Indigo would have trouble. That's what I was saying.
There's probably a secondary entry. But this might be the place where people, like, get the package or drop off information. So if we catch one of these pigeons, we could write a letter and then stuff the pigeon back down there.
It's a good idea. I'll see if I can find the entrance, and you wait and try to catch a pigeon.
Great. I'm going to stand by the hole, just ready.
Excellent.
And I'm going to look around to see if I can find any signs of ways people have walked to go inside, like a cellar entrance.
Excellent. Roll me an intelligence test, and you can use your tracking skill on this.
I'm going to catch that pigeon. This is why that lady and Orlok like me right now. Tenacious.
15.
Okay. So, glancing about, Indigo, you do see some prints in the ash here and there, and they all seem to lead to one spot where you think you can see the vague outline of perhaps a trap door, kind of in the on the south side of the building.
Great. I'll point it out to everybody.
Okay.
Am I still catching the pigeon?
I thought it was pretty cool, but we can also just go inside.
Okay, yeah. Yeffe gives up on catching a pigeon.
Okay.
And she's going to go over to the trap door and kind of just look at it and take her sword around the edge of it and kind of slowly prop it up as quietly as possible.
Okay. It's about a 3-foot square piece of wood. You wedge your sword under it and pry it open. And indeed, it lifts up, and as it does, you can see that some bits of some larger chunks of burnt wood and whatnot stick to it. Perhaps they are nailed there to make it look less like an obvious trap door.
That's amazing.
And it lifts up, and you can see a staircase leading down into a basement, you presume.
Here we go. Crawl down there. Come on, Indigo. Come on.
Nice. Let's go.
This is nice carpentry right here. Look at this. It looks just like it's burnt and destroyed. And it's
You
lovely.
make your way down into the landing of a dark cellar. There are a couple of torch brackets here and there. The ground is still littered with ash, and you can now see many ashy footprints leading here and there. In fact, you can see there are doors to your left and right. And opposite the staircase on the far right side of the wall, opposite the stairs coming down, there is a hallway that seems to lead further to the north. And you can see sooty footprints leading to all these locations.
This is quite the operation.
Yeah, it's nice. This is like a root cellar and a root cellar.
Yeah. I'll peer down that hallway.
Excellent. You carefully move to the corner and peer down the hall, and you can see a long hall with more torches lining it here and there. They are lit, and you can see several doors lining the hallway. There are 2 on the left and 3 on the right, and 1 all the way in the end.
And there are 2 doors in the main entrance, right?
Correct.
Or not? Oh, okay.
There are doors to the left and right of the stairs just as you come down them.
What's up, Indigo?
I guess we just pick one.
You want to go down the hall? You want to see if there's storage here?
The chimney. Thinking of the landing of where you were above, Yeffe, the chimney would be to the northwest of this staircase.
Okay.
So up and to the left on our map that we're looking at here.
Yeah. So you have to go down the hall to find this lady if you're trying to find her.
Yeah. I guess let's go to that door at the end of the hall on the left.
Yeah, let's go talk to the lady who talks to birds. That sounds like an evening.
I'm sorry, say again, Indigo, which door were you looking at?
Down the hall and to the left.
Okay, so as you come down the hallway, there are 3 doors on the right, 2 on the left. So you come up to that first door on the left.
Yeah.
And what do you do? Who's in front here, Indigo?
Yeah, I'll be in front.
Usually,
I'll
okay,
listen
cool.
to it first. See if I can hear anything on the other side.
Excellent. Roll me intelligence test.
Sure. 21.
Excellent. You lean your ear against the door. You can hear the faint cooing of pigeons, and you can hear some movement, some shuffling about, as if someone is moving about inside the interior of the room.
I think this is the one. Should I go first and do the punching, or do you want to go first, Yeffe?
I actually kind of forget why we're here. We're here to just punch her. We're here
to see where she gets the narap and destroy any narap that we find.
Okay, yeah. At that point, you just might as well just go in there then, I think. I mean, I could just be like, hey, lady, where are you getting a narap? And then you'd be like, I'm an enforcer. And then Mina's all like, I'm only a guest, and that's how that would.
Okay. I'll try to open the door.
Excellent. Okay. You push open the door with authority, and it swings open.
Ha!
Hi. You can see a large room within. You can see it is sparsely furnished with a pallet bed, a small wardrobe, table and chair, a couple small rugs lying about, odds and ends. In one corner, there is a large wooden cage filled with about 3 pigeons. And you can see there is, along one wall, there are several hooks containing various clothing dangling, sometimes like a sturdy apron on one hook, a fine dress on another, and above several of them are either hats or what appear to be wigs hanging over each of these. And there is a woman sitting at the desk just to the right of the door with a bunch of papers and a book open up, and she, you can see she's blonde hair, green, piercing eyes. She looks up at you, is startled to see the door swing open like that. Dressed in kind of like a maid's uniform, like a like a servant. She looks up at you, startled, and who are you?
Brunhilda, I presume. I am Peggy Woodstacks of the Aldorfian Narap line dealership, and we're here to make sure that this is the most pure narap there could possibly be. And is this been registered with Frank of Altdorf?
What? You're...
Take your time.
What do you mean registered? What does Frank want with me?
Now
I've paid him his money.
Have you? Because that's not what we heard.
What? Who sent you?
Yeah.
You see, she's kind of slightly starting to stand, like getting, like you can see that her position is sort of this forward leaning crouch, as she's still kind of like just hovering over the chair. Her hand reaching slowly towards the small of her back.
I'll put my hand on my sword and start to pull it out and say, "Don't make any funny moves."
All right. I'm
Yuri,
sure.
keep her where she is.
I'm sure we can make an arrangement. What is Frank paying you? I'll pay you double.
You're going to pay me 50 gold crowns each?
What do I get for my 150 carls?
Well, I suppose these registered documents don't ever make their way back to Altdorf, I suppose that might happen. Or we just tell that Frank that you're square.
Mina, give me an intelligence test, please. Sorry, Mina, intelligence test.
Oh, God.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, good. The person
bad
actually has
side.
intelligence. That's good.
I cannot hear you, Mina. You are possibly muted.
You're muted.
I did mute myself. Oh,
Yeah.
dear. I got 10.
You got 10. Okay. You can see as this tense moment is unfolding in front of you, and Indigo and Yeffe are both kind of like somewhat burst into the room, and you're kind of in the back of the group, just kind of leaning in over the door jamb, looking in. You can see all these interesting looking little scraps of paper scattered about her desk, and a book that is open up. And you notice that they have little bits of writing on them, and what strikes you as interesting is that there are unusual symbols on them that don't look like normal handwriting.
Do they remind me at all of any of the necromantic writings that I had? The many necromantic writings that I've... No, I did all 10.
You can't tell from here. You're looking in, you're kind of peering in, and you're kind of half paying attention to this interesting, tense moment unfolding in front of you, and it just catches your eye that, like, that looks unusual. Not sure what that means.
And we won't tell my close personal friend, the deputy high wizard of the Wizard College, what's going on with you and your books, which are illegal.
She immediately flips with her. She's still in this kind of semi-crouch with her right hand leaning towards the small of her back. Her left hand snakes over and just shuts the book close violently, which kind of makes a poof of air and causes several of the little scraps of paper to flutter about, and some of them fall off the desk and onto the floor. And she says, "That's none of your business. That's nothing to do with Frank. Look, I'll pay you your blood money, but you must promise me that Frank won't interfere with my affairs."
Show us all the narap you have first.
And the money.
Yeah, well, what mother doesn't know won't hurt her, right? Right?
She starts to stand. She's still kind of got the one hand behind her back. She says, "What?
I'll still have my hand on my sword.
I must fetch your payment." She points across the room to the large chest on the opposite wall from her desk. She says, "I must fetch your payment from there, and anything I am still holding. I don't have much. I've made my deliveries."
Damn. To who?
Well, that is an unusual question.
Yeah. And I'm an unusual person asking it.
Yuri's a bit slow, you know. Very curious fellow.
Don't think that Frank would wish to sully his hands in the details of who the clients are.
Yeah, well,
No, he just
Frank's
cares.
not here right now.
Just stay cool.
True.
Okay, well, let's ease you over to that chest to get the money then.
Very well. She stands up carefully. She starts to sidestep her way over towards the chest.
I match her moves into the room.
Excellent. Indigo and Yeffe slowly making their way across the room. Indigo and this woman slowly making their way across the room, kind of tensely.
Nina will try to loop behind. I want to see if she's holding some kind of wand or something in her hand.
Roll me an agility test, please. She's clearly trying to not let anyone sneak behind her.
That's a 19.
19. All right. So you don't get fully behind her, but you get to the side where you can kind of see. You don't see a wand or anything, but what you do see is belted to her back. It does look like there's some kind of blade back there that her hand is inching towards the hilt of, or kind of holding. She slowly makes her way over to the chest. She opens it up. Now at this point, just to the north of that chest is the cage, and the pigeons are cooing. And to the south side of it, you can see those hooks with all the clothes. Yeffe, at this point, you see those clothes and those wigs, and you're like, this is clearly like she's got an array of about 6 interesting disguises set up there.
I like it. I like this lady. I'm not gonna say that out loud, though. I know. When she goes over to the chest, Paul, if I could position myself back over toward that desk and just kind of shuffle my robes in a way and do a sleight of hand and grab that book and just slip it.
Excellent.
Into my sleeve.
Excellent. Roll me an agility test with your sleight of hand, please, to lift the book.
Oh shit! Rolled a 1.
Oh dear.
Oh no!
So yeah.
Oh, we were doing so well.
So you
So it's like a 7, technically.
Indigo and the woman have made their way over the chest. She slowly reached one hand and started to lift it open. And Indigo, you can see within a variety of objects. You can see a bundle of what appear to be letters tied up in ribbon. You can see some a bag that definitely looks like it's full of coins. You can see some clothing, some folded clothing. Some of it looks quite nice. And you can see a small case, like the kind of nice jewelry comes in. She's starting to open the chest, and suddenly there's a thump, and everyone looks over to the desk and sees Yeffe standing there, and the book has landed on the floor with a loud thwack, and she lets the lid of the chest fall shut with a clunk just as that happens, and she looks over. Stay away from that! That's nothing to do with Frank.
Oh, I had a kink in my side, and
She rushes over there. She rushes over there and with her other hand, the only hand that she has free, she grabs up the book off the ground. She gives you this sneering look, Yeffe. Stay away from this. This has nothing to do with Frank. This is not his business.
What is it then? This is sketchy, lady. This is sketchy, lady. I don't like it. And
You will make very powerful enemies if you pry too far, I warn you. I understand that Frank is a businessman, and I'm willing to pay his fees. But be careful. She kind of like shakes the book at you. Be careful. You don't want to pry too deep. You reach your fingers too far into the oven, they'll get burnt. She
What are
slowly
the
slides.
Wittgenstein's gonna get us?
Who?
Pay very close attention to see if she reacts.
She does. She looks quizzically at you. Who?
well, now this is a more
Right.
interesting proposition. Who might be more powerful than Frank? Maybe this is something we could settle on or make a deal about. Who are your more powerful arrangements that you have here, Brunhilda?
There are many within the town that hold power. The Graf is useless. Those who hold his ear can accomplish much. She at this point starts to slide her way back to the chest on the other side. She's now
Who could hold the Graf's ear so well or better? And why would they care for you, Brunhilda? Which wig do you decide to wear when you talk to the Graf? Yeah, if he kind of looks over at Indigo and goes, I can't.
she kind of smiles at you, Yeffe, and she says, "Talk to the Graf is useless. He's a fool." She now finally lets go of whatever's behind her back and reaches her hand over to open up the chest. She shoves the book in there and starts rooting around with the other hand and pulls up a bag which clunks solidly with the sound of coins. She shuts the trunk, the lid of the chest, and puts the bag on top of it. Chunk. I have your money here. If I pay you this money, you will leave and not pry any further into my affairs?
Yes. As long as you're not
to
expecting
try.
anything else from Frank, we should have no more business.
Anything else? The supply won't stop, will it?
No,
It is
of course not.
important.
Of course.
Fuck.
No, supply's been great. Hasn't it been great?
Yes.
No
stoppage?
rat problems.
No. It's been perfect. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I don't see why there'd be problems.
Good. When I arrive at the pit tomorrow, my usual shipment will be there.
Of course.
Yep.
Good. Good.
Okay.
She.
But now, wait, I want to know though now, because you've piqued Peggy's interest here with this person who has the Graf's ear. If he's a useless Nimrod, is that a good word? Good idiot.
Yes.
Then why are you still doing this then? Huh? If you got his ear, whose ear do you have exactly? I know.
I am but a pawn. I am but someone who executes another's orders. Someone much more powerful that you don't want to upset.
Whomst? I can't deal with this anymore. Ooh!
She scratches her neck. She says, "You don't wish to know." And as she does so, she kind of slightly reveals her clavicle, and you can see four purple fingers of a small purple hand emblem on her shoulder there. "Trust me. Take your money and go. Quit while you're ahead."
That doesn't answer anything. Ooh!
All right, let's get out of here.
I'm taking this bag of money.
Yep. Excellent. Okay, Yeffe, you grab the bag of money. Are you guys actually leaving the room?
I gotta count it first. Yep. Get these
One at a time, right next to the chest. Just count them one at a time, like you usually do. From the chest.
That's how I count them.
That's how we always count. Yeah.
Done.
Okay. Well, Yeffe is doing this extremely, excruciatingly slowly. I hope. But like to look at some of those papers and see if she can read any of them.
Which papers are these?
You said there were books and some papers that had symbols on them, right? Or
there was the one book, and there are several small scraps of paper. They look very small and curled up, and you realize looking at them that they're probably things that were attached to a pigeon's leg.
And all the letters are inside the chest. Then Mita will try and make eye contact with Indigo and be like,
I lost count. I have to do it again.
Yeffe, your count is that there's 126 Carls in this bag, plus a set of chrysoberyl and lapis lazuli earrings.
It's an interesting pair of earrings.
They're nice.
You've never seen those earrings before, right?
No, you haven't.
Thank God.
They are definitely, eye-catching. They're made of silver along with the gems. You would guess they're probably worth a good 50 Carls.
Okay, well, I'll just pocket those.
Okay. So that's what's in the bag. Those and about 126 Carls.
Can I just like the hand the earrings?
Sure. Give me an agility roll.
Thank God. That's a 15.
Okay. Yeah. As you're counting out the coins, you pocket the earrings.
Where's the rest?
What do you mean? There's more than enough.
There's only 100. There's 126. I can count.
But there's a pair of earrings in there. They're worth easily 100
I take the bag.
Carls.
I take the bag and I shake it. They must have fallen out in your chest.
She lifts open the chest and starts to root around in it. She starts kind of searching through. At this point, she's actually fairly distracted, kind of reaching in and digging, shifting stuff around. Give me a weapon skill roll there, Indigo.
Sure.
I'll give you a +4. She's clearly distracted.
Great. 20.
Okay. You give her a solid whump on the back of the head with the pommel of your sword, and she drops to the floor.
I'll tie her hands behind her back. I'll take the knife.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'll tie her to her chair before doing anything else.
Okay.
Did you see the hand?
Master Lieberung! Master Lieberung!
Caster Why didn't she recognize me? Why did they actually think I was Caster? What are they doing here?
Doesn't know Caster Lieberung. I'm taking one of these
Why?
wigs, though. This is nice.
All the wigs. I'm taking this book. Why don't we just kill this woman? And all the notes. I want to go through the letters and see if there's anyone's name I recognize in there.
The letters in the trunk, do you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or will that take forever? Should I just grab them all?
You grab up the letters and you look at one of them, and you can see that it is addressed to someone called M.E.M., and it is signed the Big Bad Wolf. And the content of the letter seems to be like a love letter. It gets a little randy in its contents.
Oh, they're in code. Gross, 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 gross. I pocket that.
Well, we know several people who could have written that letter.
Mina, the other thing you notice about that letter is that the parchment and the ink are all very high quality.
Great.
Like the kind of stuff Atelka used to use.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Does it smell like her perfume? I smell it.
No, it does not.
It's so bad. This is so much worse than we originally expected. I kind of hoped it was Skaven.
Wait. Why is it worse than it being Skaven?
We haven't even looked at the other rooms. There could be a whole
reading
purple
your
hand cult down here.
Mina doesn't know about the purple hand.
Okay,
I don't know
Nina,
about the
real
purple
quick
hand.
history lesson, okay? A bunch of people basically thought that Indigo was some other guy who had a purple hand tattooed on him. It's a big cult. They wear weird hats. Some of them were like ruffians in Altdorf, I think. I don't remember what state it was. We chased them. We met some other lady. I wasn't there for that, but I was told about it. She roughed us all up. We were really scared of her. Someone almost died. Someone did die. And then we met you.
I helped summon a demon in Bogenhofen.
We did do that, yes. All right, so here's your book. And I take the book, I just put it into Mina's hands. Like, here's your book. Nice book for you. Nice wigs for me.
What's that called?
I'm going to write on one of those little letters. I quit. And I'm going to tie it to a pigeon. Send the pigeon off.
Excellent. Okay.
Okay. Do that 20 more times. Real quick. Just 10 more times. I quit.
There's only 3 pigeons in the cage.
Okay, only 3 times. Only 3 times. Okay. What else is in this chest? Look at some of the fancy letters.
You find another bag containing a fancy necklace that seems to match the earrings that you've already pocketed.
She was only going to give me part of the set.
A large golden ingot. You find there's some nice looking clothes. You find a set of lockpicks.
Let's take those right now.
I
sometimes feel so bad just taking from this lady because, she's still right there. But, she's a bad person, right? So that's been a justification for taking this stuff.
Do we want to kill the only person who saw our faces, or do we want to leave her alive with all of her things stolen?
I'm wearing a disguise.
I'm not.
Shit.
Indigo's not.
That's why you do it.
He's gonna be a champion, so his face will be plastered on billboards.
Oh,
I look like 2 people she knows.
Wow.
I'm
feel
gonna
bad
go through
just
the rest of
killing
this
a lady.
this hideout and see if I can find anything. We think about whether we want to commit murder right now.
Well, let's just tie her up and put her in the chest for now.
Smart and gag her. In case you accept.
Yeah.
You tie her up
Poke air
and
holes in
gag
the
her
chest.
and shove her into the chest, having emptied it. But she just fits in. It's not a huge chest. It's not like massive, but she fits. You shove her in there. You close up the chest.
Can we stab air holes in the chest?
Sure.
God, guys.
Is that good?
I'll start with the room to the south.
There is actually, in the room that you're in, I should point out that there are doors to the north and south in the room that you are in right now.
Before we leave this room, what what is the name of this book? Does it have a name?
It does not. It does not. It just looks like a very plain, leather-bound, like, journal kind of thing. And flipping through the pages, you realize it's very small. It's not a lot of pages. You flip through it, and you realize it's it appears to be the key to a code. So it has those strange symbols that you were seeing on some of the slips of paper, and then, like, normal Reichspiel next to them.
Oh, shit. We could have used this and the doves to do some real damage. Wow.
The doves might come back.
We've written I quit. Which is...
Well, they don't need a code to decipher that state.
a little bit.
I mean, when you quit a player who's just a horrible person, do you decode I quit? I mean, there's a lot of extra work to flip someone off.
I'm also going to grab all the scraps with the symbols to see if I can try matching them to the letters later.
Okay.
That's going to be a nightmare.
Grabbed up a handful of messages.
Oh, boy.
Excellent.
I mean, we could just, carry her around like she's drunk and take her to some authorities or leave her a place she doesn't know where she is, and then she'd have to explain how she got there. And that's really awkward for some people, like when you get really drunk.
Let's just find out if there's cats with people faces in any of these rooms.
You can leave her in the
We cooked air holes. She'll be fine. Let's check the north.
Okay. The terrible fate. Okay. Whew. What have I become? You know
let's
what?
just see what else is here, and we can loop back to around what we do with this spy.
Okay, sure. That's a good idea. I like that. Okay, let's go find the other rooms. Let's look at the other rooms. Okay, let's find them.
So where are you headed?
Start with going through the south door.
The south door. Very good. So the south door from this room leads into another bedchamber. This one looks a little more plain than the room you were just in. This has a large bed in it, a wardrobe, a small table with a couple chairs, some eating and drinking utensils set about. But it looks pretty plain. The inhabitant is clearly not here.
Yeah, she's in a trunk.
Does it look like someone has slept in this bed recently?
Yes. Yeah, the blankets are all mussed up. Yeah, the room looks pretty lived in.
So there's probably someone else who uses this hideout.
Yeah, I mean, we can look underneath, like, the pillows and the bed cushions, see if there's any notes. Go through their dressers, drawers, see if they left anything behind. Though, usually in these den of thieves, people don't leave personal items because, you can't trust your friends.
Well, let's check.
I don't know.
Yeah, we checked the room, Paul, for any sign of me in this room or
you quickly toss the room. You get the impression that the inhabitant is probably a fairly large man based on the clothes you find. You would say not wealthy, and you do notice you do find some like a pair of knuckle dusters in one of the drawers. Other than that, nothing of particular value. It's a lot of used dishes piled up on the table. Clearly not a tidy gentleman.
Great. All right.
Cool.
Let's go back. Look through the other door.
Yeah.
Back through her chamber to the north.
Okay. You go back through. She's still sitting there, slumped in the chair, bound as you left her.
No, she's in the chest.
You head.
She's in the chest for
Oh, sorry, she's in the chest. Right, sorry, you put her in the chest.
Yeah.
Put her in the chest.
We weren't that nice,
Yep.
unfortunately.
No, we're terrible.
Right, so
Sorry, dear listeners.
chest is still closed in the corner. No noises.
We're sorry.
Head to the north. You open up the door into this room, and you can see there is a large wooden tub, a pump nearby that looks like it might emit some water, soap, towels, small mirror on a table.
Bathroom.
Bathroom. That's kind of nice. All right, so we can poke around and see if there's like usage of more than 2 people, or it just seems like it's the two who use it.
You're not seeing anything like, 5 toothbrushes or anything like that. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing that would indicate the number of inhabitants.
Oh,
I don't think they brushed their teeth.
They're clean, but not that clean.
All right. Back in the hall.
I'm assuming the door at the very end of the hall is the toilet. I will push open that door, just to be sure.
Excellent. This door actually opens up into another small bedchamber. It is, however, you notice that there is a small bookshelf with several books on it. And there's on the table there's some odd items, little bottles and vials and such sitting on the table here, as well as a bed and a wardrobe and similar furnishings to the other bedchamber.
Want to check out those books? What kind of reading?
The books are so there's some there's a couple novels, and there is a book on common animals, but with a bent towards anatomy. So there's some illustrations in there of like semi-dissected rats and dogs and cats and such. There's a book on the history of the Empire. There is nothing. You don't find no spell books. Nothing specifically about magic.
I'll take if any of the novels have like a particularly like salacious cover, I will take that.
Excellent.
Anything looks fun.
Excellent.
Keep on looking.
You find a book that is Love Lost in Talabic Land.
Oh, nice.
I'll add it to my collection.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
I think I may have upgraded to that level, that reading level. So when you're done.
Oh, for sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Looks good, right?
Yeah. So let's keep looking. I'm looking around this place. I'm thinking, where did my career go? I mean, they got 2 nice bedroom apartment, large living quarter, nice bath.
Yeah.
Who knows how many more rooms they got in this place? Exactly.
Location.
All I have is a boat.
You don't even have
Seriously. All right, let's kick this door down.
Which door are you opening at this point? So there are 3 doors to the right along this hallway, and then a 4th one back down in the room next to the stairs.
Indigo.
Take them one at a time, I guess.
Let's just go from top to bottom.
Okay, so you start on the north end. You open up. this room, and you can see within a small empty room with a about 9-inch round hole in the floor. In the center of the floor.
Just close the door.
On the toilet.
Close the door.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I was about to investigate that hole. All right. So glad you guys are
feel
here.
free.
I'm good.
Went before we came, you know.
Great. I'll open the next door.
Excellent. Bear with me just a second here.
That's gonna be like their treasure hole. Like they just take all their money and throw it down that hole.
Okay, does it smell like I shouldn't be investigating that hole?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm not investigating that hole.
Okay. Indigo, you open the next door down. You can see a large storeroom. It contains oils, lamps, ropes, candles, twine, lengths of wood, coils of wire, all sundry items. But most interestingly, in the center of the room is the bound and gagged form of an 11-year-old girl.
Oh, fuck!
Whose head kind of tilts up and looks in your direction as the door opens and goes, "Hmm?"
Untie her!
Yeah.
Excellent. Indigo, you rush over and
untie her, yeah.
you untie her. Excellent. You untie her and she she kind of sputters. Oh, thank you. And you untie her hands and she immediately gives you a big hug, Indigo, as soon as you untie her. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. You okay? What are you doing down here?
I'm being held prisoner, of course. Can we get out of this terrible place?
Yes, you can.
How did...
I gotta do something first, okay? Yeah, then maybe we should ask who she is. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's your name?
Yep.
I'm Rhea. What's your name?
I'm Nina.
Hello, Nina.
Hi. How did you get here? What happened? This is a terrible place to be.
I was
you know?
I was kidnapped by a rat man. He brought me here.
A rat man?
Yes.
Why did he bring you?
He was a man that had a big rat tail and a rat face and rat teeth. It was awful.
Oh my god! I'm so sorry. Do you know? Are you from here?
Yes.
Did they bring you back to your family or something?
I think they wanted Father to pay for my release.
Oh. I hate them. Who's your dad?
Law Lord Ehrlich.
Oh.
I
see. We will make sure to get you back to him tonight.
Oh,
right
thank
away.
you.
For sure.
Oh, thank you.
Paul, because I don't know how to spell that.
Yeah.
Is that something that would be in the book PDF you gave me?
Unlikely.
Like information about him?
This is very local politics here. Very local.
We have heard about the law lords, though.
You have heard mention of the law lords before.
Okay. Well, we will take care of you. Oh my God.
Thank you.
I'm so
Can
sorry.
we please leave this terrible place? I don't want to be down here anymore. I have not seen the sun in days.
I 100% get that. We should probably just like make sure everything is. We don't want to. What if there's another 11-year-old kid here? Like we could have left you. Jesus.
Yeah.
Does it look
you
like
stay here, Mina. I'll go kick down the rest of the doors.
Okay, hang on. Let me see. Where did Yeffe disappear to while Indigo and Mina
went
were
across the hall. If you went back across the hall, and she opened up the chest.
Yeah.
And she took out her short sword, and she just released it.
Yeah. So there's that. You open up the chest, and you can see in there is the woman who's like half escaped from her bonds, and she looks up, startled, and, no, and then just dies in front of you, blood gushing from her throat. Give me a willpower test, please, Yeffe.
Shit.
Oh my god!
So 8.
Yeah, you find yourself totally unable to resist and lean in and start drinking her blood from her gaping neck wound. Meanwhile, back in the other room, Indigo and Mina, what are you two doing?
Oh.
All right, Mina, stay behind me. Let's kick down the rest of these doors, and then we can get out of here.
Okay. Kid. I'm sorry. I totally forgot your name. Can you give me your name again? I'm sorry. I'm gonna write it down. I'm really bad with it. Rhea. Okay. Hold my hand and don't let go of my hand. Okay.
Okay.
Great.
We're going to leave. So you start. You head back onto the hall where Indigo has kicked down the next door in the line. And you can see here, Indigo is a smaller storeroom that contains ale and wine and fruits and dried meats and cheeses and tubers and just a very large quantity of food. All well stored. Looks like someone could live down here for quite a while.
Are you hungry? Have you eaten food?
Oh, they fed me. I'm okay.
Great.
I would
Just
like
get a
to
couple
leave.
pieces of fruit.
Can we leave before they come back?
They are not going to come back, and if they come back, we will destroy them. So don't worry. We just need to make sure there are no more children here.
Okay.
It's important.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Indigo, you rush down and kick open the last room, and you can see another bedchamber. You can see bed and wardrobe and table and chairs, but you also see a variety of small wooden objects, little whittled a bird and a dog and a hammer and just odd little items that have clearly been whittled out of wood. Yeffe, you completely lose control for a minute. Your mind is swimming with the notion of stew. You feel enormously hungry. You have strange visions of memories of being at Orlok's estate at his dinner party, and just this odd, brief hallucination of being at Orlok's dinner table at that big party and just being served course after course of delicious foods and eating it. And finally, you feel satiated. You feel full. You've slumped down, leaned back in your chair, and then you realize you're in fact sitting with your back against the chest in this basement room, and blood is just streaked down your face and down your front. And you can see the dainty arm of the woman leaning out of the side of the chest that you were leaning on.
Well, that's going back inside. Wake up my face.
Uh-huh.
Oh dear. Children's where I draw the line, sweetie. Oh shoot! I closed the lid of the trunk. And I wipe up and I take one of the costumes off the wall and I quickly change the clothes. I put on a nice wig.
Okay.
And I try to wipe up as much as possible. And I'm like, oh, so good. No, bad. It's bad. It's bad. Okay. With the hilt of my sword in the dirt, I'll write the Wittgenstein, so it's totally spelled wrong. Yeah. Send there with the wrong there. Regeds.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. That'll do them.
Paul's just making NPCs that have the wrong name to some poor family in the country.
Oh no.
Oh my god. And then if you will try to come out to the hall.
Having
It's a great flush.
having looked into all the rooms, Mina and Indigo and the young girl Rhea are back in the central room with the stairs up. Yeffe comes bustling out of the door down the hall in a nice dress that's a little too big for her, and a wig that's kind of a little off kilter.
Oh, you changed. Can you just hold the kid for just like a half second? I just want to check something.
What do you want to check?
I just want to check a thing. I just don't. It's not a big deal.
We wanna check-
just want to hold the.
No, she's handled. She's done. She's done. She's handled. If you're going to check
Oh,
her,
not
she's
her,
gone.
not her.
She's done. Okay,
Wasn't-
great.
wasn't gonna
She's
check
done.
her.
I mean,
Okay.
she's no longer with us. Looking back and forth with the child, just no longer with us. Just she's gone.
We could have asked her where she. Anyway, just hold the kid.
Alright, just hurry up, Mina.
I'm gonna run all the way to the top because I just remembered that the room that we looked in had like some sort of strange files in there that we didn't investigate at all. I just sort of run in there and just quickly double check to see if they look magic-y at all,
They
or if they
seem
were just like.
they seem like they seem almost like more like specimen jars. Like they have that odor of preservative, and you can see objects floating in them. In one case, an entire frog, and in another case, pieces of some animal. You're not sure what.
Do they look like someone is actively doing experiments on them, or like they're just aesthetic?
Yeah, well, you wouldn't think that they're aesthetic. They're not pleasing in any way. They're clearly, you're not sure what their purpose is, but they could be. You wouldn't be surprised if they were used either in, could be a doctor, could be an apothecary, could be a wizard. Any such person might keep such objects lying around.
Great, I'm just going to shove them all to the floor and run back to the shop.
Yeah, you scatter them, a couple break and smash, and then there's that horrible formaldehyde smell kind of fills the room.
Gross.
You come rushing back.
Never mind. I thought a thing, but it wasn't the case. Then shall we return this child
Yes.
to her people? Okay.
Yes.
Don't want to be responsible for this water bottle. Child. Hi, Rhea.
Oh.
Do you know your address?
Yes. Of course.
Great. This is great. Great.
Let's go right there.
Let's go. Yes.
Let's just go there. Let's return to you.
Let's just go. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
So you get it back up into the streets and start bustling through them. She seems a little lost as you're making your way through the neighborhood that you're in. You finally reach a main road. She then starts to take the lead and kind of lead you down the streets into the much nicer part of town. And she gets more and more animated as you go. Eventually she's holding your hand and kind of dragging you. Quick, we're almost there. We'll see Father. Oh, thank goodness.
While we're doing this, also, I'd like to, with hopefully Yeffe's help, if she sort of is so inclined, just talk about like how we heard about this horrible den of sin, and Indigo is like such a strong and smart and brave champion that he had to like go and find out what the problem is. Like, I want to talk up Indigo as much as possible to this little girl whose dad is important in the city.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Indigo is amazing, He's just so strong. He's like the light of Sigmar, and he always fights off the darkness and the
The light
corruption,
of
and then
Sigmar.
anywhere he goes. I mean, he has such a sweetheart. I mean, if he defends his friends, even if his friends are in trouble or might have done something terrible, he's right there to defend them and make sure that nothing bad ever happens to them ever, because he is a just and kind person.
Just talking about Bruno.
Always-
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's super strong, and he always has a good sensibility about him. And he saved you. We knew something was wrong with these people, and we're so glad that we found you. But it's because of Indigo's great heart and wonderful soul. which is, of course, an interesting philosophy of the soul. What is a soul? What defines that?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Thanks, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm trying to tell her stories about like brave knight Indigo. Wow, this one time he rescued a little princess from a big den, and then it's just having a meltdown.
This is the second time, really. He saved a young girl in a basement. You know, and this is what he does: saves people who get kidnapped and put in basements. And that girl.
And that's why
Excellent.
you should vote for him for champion.
Vote for him for champion. Oh dear.
This is a voting thing? I thought I was just gonna fight some guy. Or they up for an election.
To have like a groundswell of popular support.
Eventually, so she takes in the stories, but she's clearly only kind of half paying attention as she gets more and more excited about getting home.
Great.
She leads you up to a fairly nice looking house, and she just shows the door open and just goes rushing in, and you can see it's a fairly nicely appointed house. Very very nice furniture. Like clearly, someone very well to do lives here. The strangest thing about it, though, is you hear the chirping of birds, and you can hear a couple dogs barking, and you even see a cat go skittering across the hall as she goes running in. Whose hand was she holding? Who was in the lead there? Great. I'm gonna make
unless she let go of my hand,
yeah,
we were holding hands.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So Mina, you're kind of dragged first into the house with Indigo and Yeffe following behind, and she goes rushing into the main hall of the house and she's saying, "Papa, Papa, Papa!" And eventually, this man emerges amongst with a couple of servants, clearly. And his face just lights up as he sees this girl, and he rushes, Rhea! And they rush together, and he scoops her up, and he lifts her, and he gives her a big hug, and all the servants start kind of fawning around, and like just very animated, excited moment as this family is reunited. He's I thought I wouldn't see you for. Oh, thank goodness you're right. And he's just like kissing her and hugging her. And she says, these people saved me. And she points over and he looks over at you, Mina, and Indigo. And Mina, it was him.
No,
He's still kind of holding her weirdly in one side of, just giving her like a one-armed hug. And he reaches over with his hand and he clasps your shoulder, Indigo. And he says, oh, thank you so much. I thought I wouldn't. Oh, I thought Rhea would. Oh, I feared the worst. Oh, thank you. What is your name?
Oh, of course. I'm Indigo Halberstam.
Indigo Halberstam.
These are my companions, Mina and Yeffe.
Oh, thank you so much for returning my Rhea to me. Oh, Rhea, and he said, I'm. Please come into the sitting room. Let us. I think I need a drink. And he a couple servants, and he walk into an adjacent room that has some couches and chairs and whatnot, and a nice sideboard with some crystal glassware, where one of the servants is immediately pouring the drink. He doesn't pour the drink himself. Hands him a drink. Anyone else who would like one is immediately pressed a stiff glass of some kind of liquor. And he sits down, still with like the little girl just kind of curled up to his side, and his arm over her, and he's drinking, and because he's just so excited, his hands is shaking a little bit, and he said, "What? Tell me where did you find her? Who are you? What happened?"
Those are very good questions, Law Lord. Well, we're new to Middenheim, originally from the Reichland.
You've traveled far.
Yes, here for the festival or the carnival. We heard that there was some. We've had some concerning interactions with a specific group, and we've heard that there was some activity with them in this house, and I'll describe the area on the east side of town. And we went to investigate, and inside we found your daughter, purely by chance, but Sigmar must have willed it.
Oh my. Well, we should. Fascinating. And this, by chance, you say you found her, and this den of ne'er-do-wells that you saved her from. You don't know whose employ these ruffians were in that had abducted her?
Well,
No.
we don't know any names.
Well,
No.
we must.
Don't know any names.
We must assemble the Knights Panther then, and we must confront Hofflick. That is what we must do.
I'm sorry, who's
Hofflick?
Hofflick? Who's Hofflick?
Joachim Hofflick. He's one of my fellow law lords, and it is he who told me that my dear Rhea wouldn't be returned to me until the end of the carnival. After the carnival ended, he insisted that I support the tax bills, and that she would be returned to me unharmed at the end of the carnival if everything went well. I don't.
Oh, is that the kind of thing that happens here?
I mean, no, of course not. But I didn't know what had happened to Rhea, and I was told if I spoke to anyone, she would be killed immediately, and I dared not say anything. As he's having this conversation, like a couple cats are kind of roaming around the room, and you can hear as you look over into the corner of the room, you can see there's a large cage, possibly golden or gilded cage with a half dozen songbirds in it that are all kind of chirping and singing. So no, of course not. It's horrible. It's horrible. But what am I to do? I didn't know where Rhea was, and I thought if I played along, then I mean, who cares about some stupid taxes when my daughter's life is in danger?
Definitely.
But if he doesn't know that you've released her, then we must act swiftly. We must raise some guards and confront him immediately before he realizes that the game is up and he makes his escape from town.
Hold on. So you're suggesting we should go confront the guy who is blackmailing you?
Yes, don't you think?
But what if he has a lot more friends?
Yes, that's why I said we should get some Knights Panther to attend with us. Don't you think?
I don't know who Knights Panther are.
Oh, they're the Graf's personal guard.
Oh, well, the Graf is, Indigo, is this okay? You're making a face?
Yeah, this should,
okay.
Yeah, I think this
Okay.
is fine.
We're a little concerned that the folks who want the tax laws passed might be more than just one corrupt guy, and they might be strong enough that they're not going to try and escape, but might actually have like a violent reaction.
I see. But surely our hands have been tipped here if you have invaded their hideout and rescued their captive.
Yeah.
Time is...
Indigo's gonna lean over to Yeffe and Mina and just sort of like very obviously like whisper to them, we should tell them about the chaos, right? Like maybe the purple hand and the chaos. I mean, I was sent here by Sigmar.
Okay, yeah, if you want to go, that will directly make them our enemies.
Are they not
if he tells
our
this
enemies
guy,
already?
They are, but they might not realize we're still alive or a threat, and we just did that downstairs. So actively trying to stop them at this point. Yes.
Well, maybe that's a
good.
Well, I paint a big target on my back, and then you guys stay back and don't take a lot of attention. And then if someone tries to kill me, we get them, and then they come out at us.
Okay, well, I think your face is kind of a big target already, right?
Yeah. Can't get a bigger target.
Yeah.
While this is happening, I just want to. Yeah, Mina doesn't understand about this conspiracy. I just want to, sort of while not making eye contact with anybody, just kind of visually investigate the animals. Do they look like normal animals? Are they?
They do.
Do they look?
Yeah, they look
they
like
all
pets.
They're just like pets.
There's just a fair number of more. That's a lot of pets he's got.
That's a lot of pets you got, she says.
Yes, my dear ones. He reaches over and kind of idly scratches the chin of a cat. Yes, I sometimes I relate to them sometimes better than people.
Cool.
I see.
You don't have like a brother or like another child who lives here and really likes the pets, and sometimes the pets like disappear or anything like that.
What? No.
No, never mind. Nothing. Never mind.
Do you think you were saying that you thought that the conspiracy goes deeper and wider, and you would like to keep under wraps the goings-ons of tonight, perhaps, so you can do further investigations? I could lay low with Rhea if that is of value to you, though I fear that you may be found out sooner rather than later, and I fear that once Hofflick gets wind that the jig is up, he may try to flee the city.
Do you have people you trust that could maybe watch Hofflick to make sure that he doesn't flee the city?
I could hire someone, I suppose. I don't know anyone personally with that kind of skill set. I'm just a lawyer. Oh dear.
I see.
Do you know if Hofflick hangs out with any other friends a lot? Or?
I mean, spends most of his time with myself and Vossmeyer. We are the three law lords of the city.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, he spends plenty of time with the Graf and with the Chancellor and the other officials of the city.
Who's the Chancellor?
Sparsome is his name. Joseph Sparsome.
Okay. Yeah, it's just disconcerting because when we saved her, we saw some interesting paperwork, some discourse with her captors, which suggested that they had control of the Graf. But their employer had control of the Graf.
I see.
Which means there's more than one of them.
Graf.
And
Perhaps.
and they were dealing with some really nasty stuff and some chaotic kind of stuff, if you know what I'm saying. So it's
Oh my.
a little strange. Yeah.
That is disturbing indeed. Now, the Graf
That's it. Okay.
is a sensible man, though stretched very thin these days, between caring for his son and dealing with the wants of the town. My belief is the Graf generally will follow the advice of his advisors, though they are many, and he, if they have control of him, it's more likely they are controlling his advisors, such as myself, in ways similar to the way what they were doing here.
Would you be able to, the political leanings of folks in town, right?
Indeed.
Like all the advisors. Would you be able to make us a list of all the advisors who are currently pro-tax law?
Of course. Well, there's. I could tell you that right now, right here and now.
Oh, great.
I mean, there's of course Chancellor Sparsome. There are the Law Lords, myself, Hofflick, and Vassmeyer.
All of them are pro-tax?
Well, Hofflick is the one who was insisting that I. So that's 2 out of 3 right there. And when the 3 of us do disagree, we of course take a vote internally and always present a unified front to the Graf.
Oh, sure, but do you just know personally if Vossmeyer is pro or anti?
I believe he voted for the taxes.
Okay.
Let's see.
There is, of course, others. His champion, Dieter Schmeiderhammer.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
His daughter Katarina. There's R. Ulrich, the high priest of the Church of Ulrich.
Mm-hmm.
There's the wizards, the high wizard and his deputy.
But they're not pro-tax, for sure, right? They're anti.
Oh, you're correct. You are correct. I assume that they would be against it. I haven't spoken to them personally about it, so I don't know for certain. There's the military commanders. The general and the commander of the watch. And of course he has a paramour, though I don't know her identity.
No clue who that could be.
Could be anyone.
What? Who could be?
There's Goebbels, Gotthard Goebbels. He is the chairman on the City Council of Trade. He is a self-serving fellow, probably a crook.
We've had bad run-ins with heads of trade councils before.
He's hired a physician recently to see to his son, who he meets with very regularly. A strange fellow, a foreigner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Acquaintance of ours has ingratiated himself with that doctor.
That's Mr. Havarati. Okay. Well, that's a big list.
Lots of people
What?
to talk to.
Lots of
So
people
what
to
I
talk
would
to.
do, I mean, I know you want to go after this guy right now, but it sounds like the best course of action is to have your daughter lay low. Not look like it maybe that you know where she is at all. Keep her safe while we figure out who might also be behind this, because it's all these people. We know that some of these people might be under similar distress.
Yes, indeed.
So,
Perhaps Hofflick himself is being influenced.
perhaps. So arresting him might not exactly do anything other than expose to the person who is behind this, or several people who are behind this, that they have certain enemies, right? And change their tactic.
We don't want to kick the hornet's nest just yet.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Do you know where these taxes originated from? Like, who was the first person to
That is an excellent question. I
suggest these taxes?
I don't know off the top of my head. I would go to one of the commissions, or the chancellor would know that.
Out of curiosity, where do the taxes go towards? Where are they going towards?
The
are you
city,
using
of
for?
course, the upkeep of the city.
Okay, never mind. Stupid question. Got it.
If you don't mind, I have a question for your daughter as well.
And she's sitting there right next to him, kind of, and she's actually seems semi like dozing off, and her eyes wide and me.
You mentioned that a rat man took you.
Yes.
Can you tell us anything more about what happened when you were kidnapped?
I was playing at Uncle's farm, and this rat man snatched me up and dragged me into a tunnel, and he brought me to this strange place where there were all these people, and they bound my hands and they put a sack over my head, and I heard them discussing where I was to be taken to the lair, and that word would be sent to my father, and if I was a good girl and kept quiet, that no harm would come to me, and that I would soon be with father again. And then I don't know where they took me from there, because there was a sack on my head. But I don't think that we were ever outside. It felt like we were in tunnels or hallways. And then maybe we were outside for a bit. I can't remember. But then I was in this room, that room that you found me in. They kept me in there. They would feed me, and sometimes one of them would talk to me, but not much. Just more of stay still and quiet, and I would be returned to father soon.
And you said you were at your uncle's. Where is that?
Oh, he has a farm. He has a farm. She looks up at her father, and he says, "Oh yes, my brother has a farm to the north, outside of Middenheim." Yes, sometimes she likes to play with her cousins there, and it's a lovely place.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have unfortunately also run into ratmen previously, so.
Oh, really? Are you sure it wasn't just a man in a disguise?
Unfortunately, they are real.
His eyes kind of go wide at that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should get going and let this little girl sleep, and we should convene later, talk about next steps.
Yeah, if anything happens, sir, like that is involved in this conspiracy, or you hear someone say something, we're staying at the Last Drop Inn, and you can just send something to us, and we'll.
I will send a messenger to you straight away. Should I?
Yeah.
Should I investigate means of? I can ask around to see if there's someone who can keep an eye on Hofflick. Perhaps.
Sure. And if you could figure out,
do it.
Unless you know,
like,
do you know that sort? Do you know anyone of that line of work who can do such things? Do you have a companion who can? No.
You could what?
Perhaps I'll just keep quiet about it then.
You keep quiet. We'll look into Hofflick.
Very well.
We'll figure someone else to do that for you. Because we don't want to draw attention to you and your daughter.
No, indeed. We will remain. I will keep her here inside, at least until this is resolved, and I will continue to, as best I can, present as I have.
Just in case, maybe don't tell your brother that she's been found. Just until the end of the festival. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I will.
Yeah.
That sounds reasonable. Good luck to you, and I hope you are able to find things out. And of course, send word, or if you need anything, call on me. Thank you so much again. And he clasps each of you. Kind of gives you each of you a very awkward hug.
Hate this. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You're welcome. A good deed for the day.
You find yourselves then back on the street. not too far from you're on kind of the north end of town at this point, in the fancy, kind of close to the palace. But it's starting to get late into the night. Are you heading back to your inn or somewhere else?
I guess back to the inn.
Go back to the inn. You know what really concerns me is that Ulrich guy. That's such a weird name. Yeah, because he's got a bunch of followers who are really against Sigmar, and they also want to go to that bad place that you said they wanted to go to, and they actively said that he wanted to go there, so either someone's controlling him or, he really wants that to happen, and if they're making weird statues to chaos, that might be a connection there, and it just sounds really convenient, very coming together, and
yeah.
I'm beginning to suspect that a bunch of terrible people have agreed to work together, and I don't like this daughter. I don't like military commanders. I don't like the paramour. The mystery paramour. Oh God.
What do we think happens at the end of the carnival?
The whole place
Why would
explodes.
he get his daughter back at the end of the carnival?
Oh God, I don't know.
Oh no, that's a great question. Shit.
Will they just get the taxes to go through?
But are they voting? Oh God, maybe they're planning to kill.
I think whatever is happening
charge?
is happening by the end of the carnival, which puts
Great.
us on
So
a
now we have a
pretty
deadline.
short time limit.
Okay.
Maybe we should have taken the Panther Guard police to see him.
And there's a shipment of narap coming to the city tomorrow night, right?
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh man, they're gonna get everybody all whacked up on chaos dust. Get all crazy tentacle armed about it.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, we gotta
So-
stop these people.
We gotta meet these people. We gotta stop the narap. We gotta make Indigo champion.
That seems like less of a priority.
No, I think that's a very strong priority. That's 1, 2, 3 right there. I've listed it.
Okay.
Yeah, in the list of other things that have come up, it's if because we want to do the champions, we could talk to the graph. If the graph is all mind melty, then it's not going to make much of a difference other than getting him in close next to these people who are corrupt. Yes, okay, so it's still a priority. It's still a pretty big one up there
Because
we can get
if Indigo
close to the
if Indigo becomes someone who's up to the graph, then that's someone they're gonna want to mind control. So they will approach Indigo. Right? That's like a shortcut to finding out who the bad guys are.
Yeah, they
That's
should
good.
up their security here. Have everybody take off their shirts. Make sure no one has a purple hand tattoo.
Also
Because that's
that.
a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Dead giveaway.
It's a dead giveaway. So we have to sleep with
Who
as many
are these
people on this list as possible.
And here we just thought it was over. What? Wait. Huh. Interesting place to go to.
Excellent. Well, why don't we wrap right there? As the three of you return to the inn late at night, contemplating sleeping with as many high-powered people of Middenheim as possible. Excellent. One minor thing I forgot to point out at the beginning of the game, just for the sake of our audience, Mina did hit a personal goal, I believe, or personal ambition last time of speaking to a high-powered wizard, which you did.
Yes.
And you have a new personal ambition at this time?
I do. My new personal ambition is to impress Jana.
Press Jana, Deputy High Wizard. Very good.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. So next week, hopefully, we will have Bruno back with us and learn of his exciting evening of snuff purchasing. And we'll all have a good laugh at how Max will have not watched this episode and have no idea about the very exciting goings-ons of all the things you've learned tonight. So I'm looking forward to that.
Bruno wouldn't know either, so it'll be fun.
Excellent. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Hope you enjoyed our adventures, and we'll see you next week on 10 Dead Rats. Good night, everybody.
Hey, everyone.